Hello everyone, welcome to the second chapter or second lecture of highway engineering, that is road geometrics. In this topic we will discuss about the different road geometrics, that is what is carriageway, what is shoulder, what are the different parts of the road. We will cover these things in this topic and how the superiority of road affects the speed, friction. These things we will cover in this topic. The syllabus which we will cover is what are the different road geometric terms. These are right of way, formation of width, road margin, road shoulder, carriageway, side slopes, curves, formation level, camber and gradient. Then we will cover in another lecture of this series, that is the stopping side distance and passing side distance. Then in next series we will study the necessity of curve. So now we will start from the beginning, that is what are the pavement surface characteristics. Pavement surface characteristics means how the pavement surface means, if this is a road, this is the surface of the road, means this surface may be bituminous surface or concrete surface or earthen surface. This pavement surface, what are its characteristics? That means characteristic means उसका नेचर कैसे होगा कि वो ड्रेन ठीक से कर पा रहा है कि नहीं कर पा रहा है, वाटर को इसका लाइट रिफ्लेक्शन कैपेसिटी क्या है, उसका फ्रिक्शन कैपेसिटी क्या है, वो फ्रिक्शन कैसे लेता है, उसका सुपीरियरिटी क्या है, उसमें कौन सा वाला व्हीकल अच्छा जाएगा, कौन सा वाला व्हीकल ठीक से नहीं जा पाएगा। वो सारे चीज़ इस टॉपिक में हम कवर कर रहे हैं कि वो उसको बोल रहे हैं पेमेंट सरफेस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स। द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इज ड्रेनेज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स। The most important characteristic is drainage characteristics. So the first characteristic is drainage characteristic. Why drainage characteristics is important? Because if the rainwater dropped on the road is not drained out, then the road surface become the rainwater from the road surface become percolate to the underneath, which will affect the subgrade, subbase, that is the road foundation, that will destroy or decay the road surface. So if this is a concrete pavement, then there is no problem of percolation of water to the bottom. If there is a bituminous road, the percolation of water must be removed. That's why we are providing some technique, that is camber, so that the rainwater dropped on the road is passed to the side drain. Then what is the light reflection characteristics? When we are moving in a daytime, we don't need any light reflection characteristic, but in night time the light glare is come to our eye and we can't drive well as much as in the daytime. तो हम डे टाइम में जैसे अच्छे से गाड़ी चला सकते हैं, लेकिन रात में उसे उतना अच्छा नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि वो जो गाड़ी का लाइट अपोजिट डायरेक्शन से आ रहा होगा उसका लाइट रिफ्लेक्शन हमारे ऊपर में आ जाएगा, तो इसलिए वो दिक्कत हो जाएगा। सो इट इज़ नेसेसरी दैट द रोड सरफेस शुड बी विजिबल एट नाइट एंड रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ लाइट ऑन द रोड सरफेस शुड बी लेस। इफ दिस इज ए व्हाइट रोड मीन्स दिस इज ए कॉन्क्रीट रोड, हैव गुड विजिबिलिटी एट नाइट बट कॉस्ट glare during the daytime. That means in concrete road the glare of light in daytime is more, but in night time that will be visible well. Black road, that is bituminous road. So in black road there is no glare of light during the daytime, but it is poor visibility at night time. Then concrete has better visibility and less glare. Wet pavement surface causes glare, means if the pavement surface having some water, rainwater or any water on the road surface, that will reflect the headlight of the vehicle to this eye of driver. That will be difficult to drive the vehicle. Then friction. Friction depends on several factors. These are nature of road, condition of pavement, condition of tire, then contact area, tire pressure, speed and weight on the tire. So first, nature or type of road. Superiority of the road is more, then lesser the friction. That means in cement concrete, take an example of cement concrete road and an earthen road or WBM road. If cement concrete road, we are using cement concrete road, that is the superiority of cement concrete road is more, means the vehicle can run on the cement concrete road with very high speed, but in WBM road the vehicle can run at high speed because friction is more in WBM road than cement concrete road, means lesser the friction, more the speed of vehicle. So superiority of road means cement concrete road is more superior, then bituminous road, then WMM road, then WBM road. Okay. Then condition of pavement. Condition of pavement means कौन? Condition of pavement means wet pavement or dry. Condition of pavement means wet pavement or dry pavement. Condition of tire means old tire or new tire. Means if we having new tire, this means the surface area of the tire like this, or if we are using old tire, the surface area of the tire is like this, means the surface area is smooth and the surface area is rough. During dry surface, during vehicle movement on the dry surface, the new tire covers less surface area compared to old tire. That's why friction is more in old tire. But in case of wet surface, the lubrication is more in the lubrication is more on the smooth tire, that's old tire. That's why friction is more on the new tire. So friction is given by IRC, that is longitudinal friction is between 0.35 to 0.4 and lateral friction is 0.15. Then contact area, how much area of contact is taken by the tire. Then tire pressure, if vehicle having more pressure, then vehicle can run smoothly. If vehicle having less pressure, then that's why in that case also vehicle cannot run easily. That's why the contact pressure and tire pressure ratio should be greater than or equal to 1. Then speed of vehicle. Speed of vehicle is inversely proportional to friction, as in discussed in first point. Then pavement unevenness. Pavement unevenness means if we see this pavement from long view, from very distant view, we can see the unevenness. But if we are zooming this view, then we can see the unevenness on the pavement. Unevenness means there will be jerking on the road. That's why unevenness should be avoided. These things are written, but in a good road, the unevenness index is measured on bump integrator, and that should be less than 1500 mm per kilometer for good condition and less than 2500 mm per kilometer for satisfactory condition, and greater than 3200 mm per kilometer means it is a uncomfortable condition. Then your doubt must be, what is 1500 mm, what is 2500 mm? This means this is a longitudinal section of the road. If this is the horizontal surface, then this distance, summation of all this distance over a kilometer, let's take 1 kilometer. Over the 1 kilometer, this distance, the addition of this distance must be less than 500 mm for good condition of road, and this is measured by a bump integrator. Then the different road components. These are right of way, road margin, formation width, carriageway, shoulder, side slope, curve, formation level, camber or cross slope, gradient, super elevation, curve. So we will discuss this point very briefly. In this diagram we are seeing different road components. So first is right of way. What is right of way? Right of way means what we cover while designing a road or while taking the roads or taking the land for a road. Right of way means total amount of land we require for the construction of road. This must include the vehicle movement, the side slope, the side drain, everything, whatever on the road, that is included on the right of way. That means total amount of land required for the development of the road at the time of construction as well as for the future construction, known as right of way. Then roadway. Roadway means the formation width of the road, at a formation level. Something tricky like formation width means as we cover lots of land for the right of way, what we need for the present, what the width we need for the present is known as formation width. This width must include the carriageway and shoulder and road margin. That is formation width. That is the base of the road. Then roadway means the carriageway plus both side shoulder. So here what is shoulder? Like our head and hand, these are our shoulder. This shoulder help us to retain our head in middle. That's also in roadway. This shoulder help the edge of the carriageway not to destroy or not to decay or not to crack. What are the other function of shoulder? Shoulder also takes the footpath of the road and also used for the emergency overtaking operation. Then road margin. Road margin means what are the different signs we are providing on the road, that is cycle track, any information or mandatory signs. These are included in the road margin. Parking lane. Then here is a cross section of a road. Means in pavement surface characteristic we have already discussed the draining property. To drain out the water, a thing is provided is camber. What is camber? Camber is the middle portion of the road is raised with respect to the edge, known as camber, and the topmost point of the camber is known as crown. Then curve. What is curve? Curve is a thing which separates the different lane, that is the shoulder to carriageway, footpath to carriageway. This height is known as curve height. And here is if this is a footpath and here is the road, this height is called curve. Then camber is of three types: straight camber, parabolic camber, and a mix of straight and parabolic camber. In straight camber, vehicle are moving at the end or can go in normal speed or speed. Vehicle on the middle can go with very high speed. But in case of parabolic camber, vehicle can run very speed at the middle, but vehicle cannot run slow at the end, but can run very speedily at the middle of the road. But we need a road which having a slow speed vehicle and as well as high speed vehicle. That's why we are providing combination of straight and parabolic camber, in which the slow vehicle will run at the edge and the fast vehicle run at the middle of the road. I think up to this everything is clear. Then here is some more information regarding right of way, road margin, formation width. So according to IRC, the minimum width of land required for construction of different types of road as per IRC, that is NHSH or MDR or ODR or VR, that is minimum width required 30.5 meter and desirable 30.5 to 61.0 meter. And in built up area means where construction are already done on side of the road, that building or any developed area, at their minimum required land is 24.4 meter and desirable land is 24.4 to 61 meter. In case of MDR, that is 24.4 minimum required and 24.4 to 30.5 meter desirable. For ODR, 12.2 and in desirable lane, that is 12.2 to 24.4. Here you can find some relation here. 30.5 for NH and 24.4 for MDR, then take it half as 12.2, and the maximum limit, the minimum limit of NH is the maximum limit for MDR, and the maximum limit the minimum limit for MDR is the maximum limit for village road, and the maximum limit of the village road is the minimum limit for the other district road. Then road margin, the different marking on the road is known as road margin, already discussed. Then formation width means the land we require for our construction is known as formation width, over which the shoulder, road margin, road carriageway are provided. Then the minimum area required for NH is 12 meter, for MDR 10 meter, for ODR 8 meter, and for village road it is 7.5 meter. Next, coming to different road surface characteristics, these are the shoulders, these are the parking lanes which are measured by which are written by road margin. This is a cycle track, this is busway, this is parking lane on the road, this is a guardrail, this is lay-by, and this is the footpath. This is the footpath, and this height is the curve height. Here we can distinguish different path. So here the right of way is from here to here is the right of way, the total amount of land required. Here is the side slope, this is the side slope. Here is a road, here is another road, here is a cycle track, here is a shoulder, and here is the curve. This mid portion is known as median. So as already discussed, carriageway is the width of vehicle width of road over which vehicles are moved on the road, and this width is around, as per IRC, minimum 3.8 meter, and if the for single lane road, or 3.75 meter for single lane road, and for multi lane road this width is 3.5 meter. Then shoulders are generally kept between 1 to 2 meter and 1.2 meter to 1.8 meter, and curve are of different type. These are mount type, here mountable type, barrier type, submerged type, or semi barrier type, depend on road condition. then formation angle already discussed, camber or cross slope already discussed. Then what are the minimum value of camber or cross slope? For earthen road means the superiority of the road is more, the camber is provided on the road is less, because larger the camber, lesser the speed. Generally the limit of the camber is half of gradient. Limit of camber is half of gradient. On next point we will discuss about gradient. The different limits are here. The superiority of road is increased in this way. First, earthen road, that is camber provided 1 in 20 to 1 in 24, because here is a large can provided, because earth is suspected to or more prone to percolate rainwater. Then gravel road 1 in 24 to 1 in 30. Waterborne macadam road 1 in 30 to 1 in 48. Bituminous road 1 in 30 to 1 in 48. And concrete road 1 in 60 to 1 in 72. Here, irrespective of the heavy rainfall or light rainfall, here written the limits, but different place, different rain condition. That's why for heavy rain and light rain, the customized value is this. For concrete or bituminous road, heavy rain for heavy rain, that is 2%, that is 1 in 50, and for light rain, that is 1 in 1.7%. For gravel or bituminous gravel or WBM road, 3% or 2.5%, and for earthen road 4% and 3%. Then gradient are of 4 types: limiting gradient, ruling gradient, exceptional gradient, and minimum gradient. Gradient means the longitudinal slope on the road. Longitudinal slope means how much horizontally we are moving over a vertical height. This is the road surface. This is the road surface, and here is the vertical height, and here is the horizontal. Let's say this horizontal distance is 150 km, and this height is 10 meter, and we can say the gradient is 10 by 150 into 10 power 3. So first, ruling gradient. Ruling gradient means the gradient which designer designed for the road, which will provide for the road, means maximum gradient above which we can move. That is called ruling gradient. In next slide we will discuss about these 4 gradient briefly. Before that, completing other 2 terms: super elevation and curve. Super elevation means when a vehicle, let's say this is your vehicle, if this vehicle is running in a straight road, then not need for providing any super elevation. But while running in a curved road, what is the condition of vehicle here? Like here, if we not raise this road surface, then the vehicle can run in this direction, because this is the straight direction. To negotiate the vehicle on the direction of road, we need to raise the outer edge. With respect to inner edge, which counterbalance the centrifugal force, the force which take the vehicle to the outside of the road. A curve is during in a curved road, or during moving a car, the outer edge is raised with respect to inner edge to counterbalance the centrifugal force, is known as super elevation. Here that is written It is the inward tilt of the road surface provided at the horizontal curve to compare or to compensate the effect of centrifugal force. Then curve. Curve means while in a pedestrian, if a pedestrian moving on a road, he can move it in this direction, that is 90 degree or 45 degrees or any direction he can move. But in case of vehicle, the vehicle can move in 90 degree or in any angle. We need to introduce gradually a curve to for movement of the vehicle from one direction to other direction. That is the curve is a geometry which we are providing on the road to change our direction, change our alignment of the road. So different types of curve are transition curve, simple curve, reverse curve. These are the different types of vertical curve. These are different types of curves. Then here is some data written about camber and gradient. Higher the camber will result in good drainage but poor driving condition and vice versa. And to satisfy this condition, this is the limiting condition, that is G is equal to C or C is equal to G by 2. If camber or gradient is more, then we need to compensate the gradient by grade compensation. Then for checking of camber board is provided, or that is how we provide how we will check camber means this is a road. A camber board is a structure like this, which will check the road camber surface. This camber board is prepared according to the design calculated on the by the highway engineer. Then camber board is prepared, and in which side we need excess camber, then we cut it, and while we need a shortfall of camber, we need to fill that zone. Then camber of shoulder should be greater than the camber of the carriageway. Why? Because if the road surface, the shoulder is here is the shoulder, here is the carriageway, here is the shoulder. If from the carriageway, if water percolate to the shoulder, then water also enter to the carriageway, which will affect the carriageway. That's why affect the foundation of carriageway. That's why the shoulder, the camber of the shoulder is greater than the camber of carriageway, which will drain out the water more easily, and that should be plus 5% more and not less than 3% in any case. Means whatever the condition, the camber should be 3%. Then these are some typical cross section of the road. Then ruling gradient, exceptional gradient, limiting gradient and floating gradient. So as we discussed already, the maximum gradient is known as ruling gradient, which the designer attempts to design on the vertical profile of the road. It is known as design gradient. As per IRC, the design gradient should be in the range of 1 in 30, that is 3.3%. In case of exceptional gradient, that means what is exception? Whatever we design, we can provide there. That is the exception. For a small stretch of road, provided due to some practical difficulties or economical point of view, some gradient provided, that is known as exceptional gradient. For small stretch not more than 100 meter, these are generally provided on steep or mountainous area. Then limiting gradient. Limiting means what is limit? Limiting means we will limit the gradient. Means what is the maximum? That is ruling gradient. We will provide more steeper than ruling gradient for a limiting length, means for a small stretch of length, not 100 meter like exceptional gradient. This is for economical point of view. For a small stretch of length, limiting gradient is provided, and for practical difficulties, this gradient is provided. Then floating gradient means the gradient, or minimum gradient means the gradient on which the vehicle can run smoothly. This is known as floating gradient. So for today lecture this is this much. In next lecture we will study about side distance. Thank you.